Greetings and welcome to another Ancestor Go YouTube episode. This is Adrian Nicole. Today I'm back from a long time of just doing the work and doing the shadow work. And what led me to come back today and this month, which is such a pivotal time in our existence, April being a wild card month, one of the topics I wanted to come back and talk about was spiritual warfare. There was a tragic event that took place over this recent solar eclipse that took place Monday. And it was with an astrologer, so it kind of hit home to me. And this astrologer was known as Mysticx. She was also mostly known on Twitter. I did not follow her work. I did not know anything about her. But one of the channels I'm subscribed to did a video on the tragedy that took place in Los Angeles over the duration of the eclipse.
Now some new details emerging about a murder-suicide earlier this week.
Gigi Gracia joins us now from Woodland Hills, getting some more insights on the mother there. Good morning, Gigi.
And just some disturbing information coming out about possibly the mindset that this woman had before she went on this murderous crime spree. It's just a tragic story all the way around.
A lot of our foundations as a society are toxic. They're ungrounded and they're unrealistic.
Her name was Danielle Johnson, but to her over 103,000 followers on social media, the 34-year-old was known as a yoka, a mystic, and an astrologer, seen here on the Scotty and Sylvia show. In the week leading up to her death, Johnson had been posting constantly about the upcoming eclipse, warning her followers that they needed to choose a side, talking about the apocalypse and that something big was going to happen. She also shared conspiracy theories and anti-Semitic posts. Investigators analyzing the social media posts as they try to understand what led her to stab her boyfriend, Jalen Chaney, to death inside their Woodland Hills apartment, and then take her two daughters and push them out of her moving car onto the 405 freeway. That's where her 8-month-old daughter that she shared with Chaney died, and her 9-year-old daughter was seriously injured. She then died by suicide after slamming her car at 100 miles per hour into a tree in Redondo Beach. This happening hours before Monday's eclipse.
I mean, she was warning people. She was saying, pick a side. The way that she typed about it was in all caps. And you could tell by her actions that it wasn't just a ploy to get attention or, drive up her followers or whatever the streams or whatever she was looking for. It looked like she was very disturbed.
Now, Johnson was also a recording artist, she said, according to another account that she managed. And she had an Etsy store where, under the handle of Rich Girl Magic, she sold audio recordings of her voice for healing and astrological readings. And inside her apartment, we're told dozens of tarot card decks, candles, religious figurines, feathers, altars were all found. As for her 9-year-old daughter, she is healing from the broken bones and so much more. She's in the care of the Department of Children and Family Services. Her father lives out of state, and right now it's unclear if he's actually going to care for her or what will happen. Reporting live in Woodland Hills, I'm Gigi Gracia. Back to you.
Oh my goodness. Gigi, thank you very much.
One of those stories that you just can't
This
stop.
was a murder-homicide that took place, and it was very touchy to me, and not only because I'm an astrologer, but I looked at the young lady and I just felt that this was a battle that was lost spiritually. We all have traumas, and mental health is really a big deal. Now, when you choose to put yourself out there as a reader and an astrologer and you a healer, the first thing you should probably do is amp up your protection, because the more you put yourself out there, to me, the more you're going to need protection. And I feel like readers need readers. That's very important. And even though you may and may not have the ability to look into your own chart, or even the first thing that came over me was like, did you not see this in your daughter's chart as a possibility? But being someone with a Scorpio moon and sun, I know that sometimes it gets hard with the spiritual battle. The emotions and the feelings, sometimes they overcome you, and you need a strong spiritual foundation when you choose to step into this public arena. Now, a couple things stood out. Being that I live in LA, I know that this is a place that a lot of spiritual wickedness go on in high places, right? We got to talk about it, because when these alignments come up, they're tapping a grid. And what I mean by tapping a grid, and they is those who choose to worship the dark or do dark spirituality, they go in harder on these alignments, right? So another red flag during this eclipse was that the mainstream media was publicizing and just really advertising this solar eclipse and marketing it, and a lot of businesses made a lot of money off of it. They was telling you what to do. They made this like this celestial phenomenon, and a lot of the teachers and healers and gurus that I look up to and follow their work and try to model myself after, they were more or less like, you should meditate, be at home, go within, be quiet. One of the main things that was happening that had a lot of people asking what should they do during the eclipse, because of the mainstream media stepping in, promoting a lot of fear surrounding this eclipse. And I'm going to provide a clip from the YouTube channel True Stream Media, where they read from a book called Becoming Supernatural, where they showed this chart where fear resonates very low and freedom and peace and love resonate higher. And it's a chart from a book that's called Becoming Supernatural. So check that out.
At Zilker Park in Austin, and I still remember it. So we're talking about frequency at this point and resonance. And these things carry information. There's information obviously in that frequency, because that's what tells your cells to do different things in your body when you have certain emotions. So the whole way the system works is you're constantly sending and receiving information. That's how that works. And so what happens, do you think, when these frequencies are being slowed way down because the emotions that you're feeling are things like shame, guilt, fear, anger, all the negative stuff? Here's a chart. This is from Joe Dispenza's book, Becoming Supernatural, which is very, very interesting book, actually. A lot of stuff in there about all of the stuff I just talked about. And he's got this scale of the different emotions and the energies of those emotions. And you could clearly see right away, the higher the emotion, the higher the frequency, the higher the vibration. That's what's going on. Look at these waves. You can see it. It's very plain. See this one down here, victimization? Look at that. I think that's, if I had to take a stab in the dark, I would say that is why we have so much pressure to push people to label themselves in various victim columns in recent years, and then kind of own that as an identity. Because if you are walking around as a victim, look how low that is on this scale of frequency. You are a walking transmitter of these super low, dense frequencies. It's not good for you. And by the way, look at where freedom is on that list. Way up there. Look at that. Look at freedom. Freedom on this list is above love even. I was surprised to see that personally. Freedom's above love. Wonder why it is that they don't want people to talk about freedom. Because you're not free if you're a victim, right? If you've taken on all these labels and you've decided that's your entire identity, and your perceptional window to the world is through the lens of being a victim, then you're enslaved and you're down here in this very low area. And I just think that's what they're doing with all of this news, with this eclipse. It feels like they're trying to keep everyone in a sense of anxiety, keep everybody really low. That's a really good way to shut people off from each other, is to keep everybody down there in that bottom area all the time, I think. And I've talked in other videos about how this isn't good, but I just wanted to remind everybody of this. And then I had a piece of advice, and I've told it to a couple of people around me, and everyone's like, "Oh, I'm not worried. I'm not worried." Okay, good. Don't be worried, because even if the worst happens, being worried won't do anything for you, except zap all of your energy and keep you down in this bottom part.
I want to wrap up this message by talking about something positive, or that's something that could definitely play out positive for us this month, with April being a wild card energy month, where we have the solar eclipse. We also have Mercury retrograde going on right now. And we also have one of the biggest conjunctions of the year. The planet Jupiter, luck, fortune, is conjuncting the planet Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, technology. And this is happening all in the sign of Taurus. This will be exact on April 20th, and it's happening at 21 degrees of the earth sign Taurus. This could be energy that can make you, give you the boost that you've been needing for a long time to set you free. It could be unexpected changes that is going to free you up for something. And this is a really good time to tap into positive energies of this year. I want to conclude this special message by saying, when you practice the divination arts, astrology, numerology, spirituality in general, you need a team. You need a lot of protection, and that should be your first priority, because you can be susceptible to this spiritual warfare that we're in, because once we come into this realm, we're here on a spiritual battlefield, and we need to talk more about doing the work and keeping ourselves protected as we try to heal others and inspire others on their journeys. This was a tragic event. I just want to shed light, love, and be an upliftment source to those that are in this community and not in this community, that knows me, don't know me, might come across this channel. I just want to say love in the highest vibration and remain in honor at all times. This was a Ancestor Gold message by Adrienne Nicole. I want to thank you for stopping by this channel. Please subscribe, help me grow, hit the like button, and until next time, love.